Welcome to the BetQL Daily Boost. I'm Lucy Burge of BetQL.com, and I am joined by Dan Carpuck and Kate Constable, and we have another great MLB odds boost for all of you today on Shohei Ohtani, King Shohei Ohtani to win AL MVP, or Cy Young at plus 170 at BetRivers. So again, I love this one. He is a god. He is a legend. He won this before and won it unanimously and was not happy, reportedly, that Aaron Judge won it last year and beat him out. So he will be wanting to win it again. And even if he doesn't do that, there is the Cy Young piece here. So there's absolutely huge value in either one of these or both to happen.
Yeah, he won this in 2021. He came in second in MVP voting last season, like you just mentioned, fourth in Cy Young voting last year, too. And I think, between the three of us, I think he should have won it last year over Aaron Judge, just because he is an ace and he is one of the best hitters in the league in one player.
Better than Babe Ruth?
Exactly. He can realistically this year be a top 5 starting pitcher in the AL, and he could hit 40 plus home runs, drive in 100 plus runs, and now with those bigger bases, he can probably steal 30 bases too. He stole 26 bases when he won the MVP back in 2021. So can you imagine just one player doing all this? I think that getting plus money on this at all is just a value right now, and I think you should do that over at BetRivers.
Yeah, I mean, and if you think about this, like plus 170 for him to win the Cy Young, you're not going to get a better number than that. And as soon as the season starts and he starts playing to his capabilities, like any number that you see out there is just going to continue to drop. So who's going to beat him out for Cy Young this season? I'm not sure. This is a great number. Just grab it. Don't overthink it. You're not going to get much better value than this.
Exactly. Plus 170 at BetRivers. Get in on this and head to BetQL.com and get your free 3-day trial today. And check out our exclusive sportsbook offers there as well. And of course, follow us on Twitter at Daniel Carpuck, at Kate Constable, and at Lucille Burge. We have our favorite bets for today as well. I'm going with the NBA and I'm going with the Pacers -5 against the Spurs. So the Spurs are terrible. Pacers have covered their last 4 games to bring them to 34-29 against the spread on the season. They have also covered in 4 of their last 6 meetings with the Spurs. The Pacers are 2-1 as the road favorite, 15 against the spread, 15-12 against the spread, coming off a win. Meanwhile, the Spurs are 25-37 against the spread this season. They have only won 15 games, 23-36 against the spread as the underdog, and 12-13 against the spread as the home underdog. So I like the Pacers to cover this spread tonight.
I read a really solid chapter book this morning, and it was the injury report for the Spurs as well. So it looks like everyone on their team is questionable tonight. So yeah, you might get a G League roster out there. So I love that. I'm gonna go with a player prop today. I'm scared by how much I like this, but it's OG Anunoby over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I got this at -115 at BetMGM. Now, Anunoby is coming off a 17.8 rebound, 2 assist performance in 34 minutes. Against the Bulls in his last game, he's back to full health, has a ton of upside against the Wizards tonight. On the season, averaging 16.4 points, 5.4 rebounds, 2 assists. He's seen an average of 10.2 potential rebounds, 4.4 potential assists per game this season. I like to look at that just to see the upside. The Wizards have allowed 22.6 points, 8.6 rebounds, and 4.7 assists per game to opposing small forwards, so I like the matchup as well. Washington's also ranked in the bottom third of the NBA in defensive rating over the last 10 games as a whole, and has allowed 18.8 points per game off turnovers, which is the 5th most, and 18.4 fast break points, which is the 3rd most. So some easy buckets that they're allowing there. And what kind of hammers this home for me is Anunoby has gone over this 19.5 point rebound and assist mark in 35 of his last 44 starts. That's 79.5% of the time. It's worth noting that in 2 of the times he went under, he actually left the game due to injury as well. So that factor kind of played in there. So I always enjoy betting these points, rebounds, and assist props when I can realistically see the player going over in points alone. And I kind of see that here in this matchup. So I think this is a clear misprice. I've already bet way too much money on it. But I think that everyone should responsibly do that today.
I'm already on Pacers -5, and I'm jumping on that one with you, Dan, because you just sold me there.
Love that.
I'm also going to go over to college basketball and play San Diego +5.5 against Portland tonight. This is the opening round of the West Coast Conference Tournament. Both of these teams are really just bad. They're bottom 3 in the conference. Portland's lost its last 4 games. San Diego's lost its last 5. So I think 5.5 points is way too many. And that's, I mean, despite Portland has beat San Diego twice this season, once very handedly, once by about 5 or 6 points, but there isn't that much of a difference between the two teams. And San Diego's offense is pretty good, where they can get hot and put up a ton of points. And it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. So add in the fact that this is the conference tournament, maybe a little extra added motivation, no home court advantage for either teams. So I'll take the points with San Diego on the road. I also kind of like them to win this one outright. So if you're feeling frisky, maybe take money line, but I'll take the points here.
Awesome. Love that. Get in on all these bets and the odds boost, and subscribe to the BetQL Daily Boost wherever you get your podcasts.